The importance of good health for successful pigeon racing. Ensure the well-being of your pigeons. Pigeon racing is a competitive sport that demands peak performance from your feathered athletes. To achieve success in this demanding endeavor, it is crucial to prioritize the health of your pigeons. While overt respiratory diseases with obvious symptoms are a cause for concern, it is equally important to address subclinical diseases that may not exhibit immediate signs. Remember, a bird's respiratory system is interconnected with its overall well-being, and even a mild infection can significantly hinder its performance. The role of ornithus complex. One common issue that can affect a pigeon's performance is ornithus complex. This complex condition often leads to suboptimal performance, despite the absence of conspicuous respiratory symptoms such as coughing, sneezing, or nasal discharge. It is important to note that any level of infection can hamper a bird's performance, and therefore, it is crucial to be proactive in addressing this issue. Detecting mild subclinical infections can be challenging, but some signs may include an excess of tears in the eye, the formation of bubbles when pressing the wattle, and a distinct puff sound during breathing when the bird's beak is held close to the ear. Observing these subtle signs can help identify potential respiratory infections. Proactive measures for respiratory infections. To prevent respiratory infections from affecting your race team's performance, it is recommended to implement a preventive treatment regimen. Administering a combination of Tylenol and doxycycline mix for 20 days before the racing season and 3 days at the beginning of each week during the race season can help combat respiratory infections effectively. Although it is generally not advisable to use antibiotics without a diagnosed disease, the nature of pigeon racing makes it likely to encounter respiratory infections during transportation and competition. Therefore, practicing defensive medicine by administering preventive treatment can be a sensible approach to maintain the health of your pigeons. The impact of coccidiosis on performance. Another significant factor that can hinder your pigeon's performance is coccidiosis. Unlike some European veterinary practices that treat coccidia only when a large number of the parasites are detected in a fecal check, it is advisable to take a proactive stance and treat your birds for any level of infection. There are 3 key reasons for this approach. Coccidia is shed in cycles, with varying quantities in the bird's fecal matter from day to day. Relying solely on fecal checks can lead to misleading results. Individual birds can have varying levels of infection, making it challenging to identify all affected pigeons without comprehensive testing. If left untreated, the stress of racing and training can exacerbate the coccidia problem over time, leading to more severe consequences. By treating coccidiosis promptly and effectively, you can minimize its impact on your bird's health. Scraping the loft daily and practicing good hygiene can help minimize the coccidia problem. Additionally, treating your pigeons with sulfazine 16% or, if feasible, Bacox, can provide effective control measures against coccidiosis. Understanding and addressing canker. Canker, caused by a single-celled organism called Trichomonas, is another health issue that can significantly affect your pigeon's performance. Relying solely on visual inspection for typical canker lesions in the mouth is not sufficient to diagnose the presence of the bug. Similar to respiratory infections, even a low-level canker infection can hamper your pigeon's performance. Diagnosis of canker requires throat swabs performed by a veterinarian. To effectively manage canker, it is advisable to administer treatment before the racing season and continue treatment during the season. A treatment duration of 2 to 3 days at the beginning of every other week can be sufficient. Recommended medications for canker include Imtrol, Ronidazole, or Flagyl when given individually. Combating malaria for optimal performance. Malaria, a blood parasite transmitted by pigeon flies, is another factor that can lead to anemia and poor performance in pigeons. Controlling pigeon flies is crucial to prevent the transmission of malaria among your birds. However, it is important to note that the parasite does not pass from bird to bird solely through contact. To effectively treat malaria, the use of medications such as Primaquine and Medpic can be beneficial. The role of a veterinarian. Keeping your pigeons in a state of superhealth is paramount for their overall performance. While birds may appear healthy, various organisms causing diseases such as canker, coccidiosis, and respiratory issues can still be present, hindering their true potential. To accurately identify and address these health concerns, conducting fecal tests, throat swabs, and blood smears is essential. Consulting a veterinarian is highly recommended for these diagnostic procedures. Seeking professional veterinary assistance provides several advantages. Identification of potential health problems. Avoidance of unnecessary treatments. Access to appropriate medications and their correct dosages. Knowledge of the optimal duration for treatments. Cost-effectiveness in the long run. A real-life scenario can exemplify the importance of seeking professional veterinary help. Hi George, I'm facing significant issues with my young birds. I've experienced multiple deaths, and a friend suggested it might be canker, so I treated them with Imtrol. Unfortunately, the treatment didn't work, and I lost 5 more birds. Another friend mentioned green droppings as a sign of coccidia, so I administered Amprol. While they seemed to improve temporarily, their condition worsened again, leading me to treat them with terramycin for Salmonella. Now, I've lost 25 more young ones, and the remaining birds look terrible. What do you think? In this situation, seeking professional help from a veterinarian at an early stage would have prevented further losses. Any veterinarian can perform fecal tests, throat swabs, and blood smears, and their services are generally affordable. If your regular veterinarian is unable to identify common issues like coccidia, worms, or canker, reaching out to a pigeon specialist veterinarian can provide valuable insights and guidance in managing the health of your pigeons effectively. By prioritizing the health of your pigeons and working closely with a veterinarian, you can significantly enhance their performance and increase your chances of success in the competitive world of pigeon racing.
There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well, or an athlete will not win a race. If he has low oxygen in his blood, the above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.